to another episode of MarkWho42 podcast review by Let's Be Reals. So, in this episode, episode 96, we had a special guest, Lady Soliloquy, or Lady S if, soliloquy is just too Yankee for you to say. Let's start off with how they kicked off the interview, which basically was introducing Lady Soliloquy and all the work that she has done. Now, best question is, who is Lady S? Lady S is actually an author of audiobooks, audio drama. One of the books that she's got coming out is Dear Yankee, Letters from a Southern Lady. Lady S also does Enoch the Traveler. Now, some of you might have heard about it, some of you might not. But if you have not heard about Enoch the Traveler, I strongly recommend that you go to EnochTheTraveler.com and go ahead and download yourself a free copy of it. Yes, ladies and gents, it's free. Now, Enoch the Traveler is a young adult / family science fiction sort of story. We all know about the Bible. We all know that there's several stories. And one of the stories that they have is Enoch. And very brilliant sort of twist. She took it and turned Enoch into a science fiction, multi-dimensional, parallel universe traveler. And it becomes an adventure. So it's not so much religious as it is explaining the creation of the world more as source information more than pushing it as a religion. So it's really witty, it's really cool. I really liked it. Something that's really interesting about this is that Gareth David Lloyd actually took a look at this Enoch the Traveler series and loved it so much that he said, hey, I want to be in. Now, for those of you who don't really know that name or recognize it, it's from Torchwood. As far as the story is concerned, there is a lot of Easter eggs in it, and it's very influenced by many different sci-fi TV shows, such as Doctor Who, Torchwood, Star Trek, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Beam Me Up. It was basically written for fans of sci-fi. Now, Christian on the show brought up something that part of me kind of wishes he didn't bring up because it makes me have to talk about it. And I do have issues with it just because pronunciation, putting, I have a bad tendency of putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. There is a device that Enoch carries around called the porous cogitatus. We'll go with that, but you get the gist. It's very Latin based, and she used a lot of ballet terms to name some of these planets and some of these alien stuff, and it's really witty and just absolutely cool. Temporis cogitatus. Like I had mentioned earlier, you can download yourself a free audio book of Enoch the Traveler by going to www.EnochTheTraveler.com. It's something that I found very interesting because I personally agree with it. It's Enoch the Traveler has been compared by fans to Percy Jackson with the Greek myth. So basically, Enoch the Traveler is it's very similar to the Percy Jackson storyline, but rather than being Greek mythology and the Greek gods, it's more Christian based and it's Bible story based. But much like Percy Jackson, it doesn't push the religion into you. It's a story, it's an adventure, it's what's gonna happen next. Moving on Enoch the Traveler, there is, at the end of it, how Lady S called it, very Marvel style, there is an end credit scene that I think a lot of you will really enjoy. Anyway, she is working on a second Enoch the Traveler. That story is designed to go deeper into the story. As far as it being an audio drama, Lady S did mention on the show that it's kind of up in the air because it really does depend on her schedule. I really do hope that it can be the same quality as the first Enoch, but if it's not, honestly, the story is on point, and I'm very curious to see how much deeper it actually goes in. She did mention that at the very least, it will be a narrated book. Anyway, so let's move on. Let's talk about Lady S. Now, Lady S, she was asked a couple questions, and one thing that I did find very fascinating, her family has been in North Carolina since 1640. Both mom and dad side. Wow. Now that's heritage right there. No wonder she's so proud. Goodness, not a lot of us have something like that anymore. All right, so let's talk about what else Lady Soliloquy does. You can actually find her on YouTube, or you can find her, at her website, ladysoliloquy.com. Particularly on her website, you will find links to everything that she's done. Everything. Okay, but if you go on the YouTube, she does music videos, which are really cool, and I definitely, guys, I really hope that you guys take the time to check it out. One of the ones that I listened to that I really enjoyed was based on the Doctors and Rivers song's Love Story, which Lady S described to be one of the most romantic and tragic love stories since Romeo and Juliet, and I definitely agree with that. Anyway, so she made a music video, like a spin-off of Michael Bublé's I Just Haven't Met You Yet.
Hello, sweetie.
Get out.
I know that we can be so amazing, and being in your life is gonna change me. And now I can see every single possibility. And someday I know it'll all turn out, and I'll work to work it out. Promise you, kid, I'll give more than I get, than I get, than I get, than I get. Oh, you know it'll all turn out, and you'll make me work so we can work to work it out. And I promise you can, to give so much more than I get. Yeah, I just haven't met you yet.
Who are you?
I just haven't met you yet. Oh, I promise you can, to give so much more than I get. I just haven't met you yet. I just haven't met you yet.
You tell me.
Spoilers.
Like I said, absolutely freaking amazing. It's wonderful. I definitely really recommend that you get on her YouTube site and check it out. Check out what she's got, because it's not the only one. I really wish I could have shared some more with you. And one of the things that was mentioned on the show that I can personally speak for is that Lady Soliloquy is actually very laid back. She's a very humble woman, and she's very welcoming to her fans. It's just such a pleasure to talk to. She's so creative, she's so successful, and definitely an inspiration for young women like myself and that of my daughter. So it was definitely a pleasure, and I hope to see Lady S on the show again, and I would be more than honored to do another video review on that. But anyway, enough of the mushy stuff. Okay, all right, so I guess I better stop talking because nobody likes tangerines. Thank you so much for watching. This has been another interesting and dynamic, weird moment with your girl Iggy Iggs. As always, keep it real, guys.